David Bowie was warning us of his death in his final album. Blackstar stands as one of the most profound and haunting farewells in music history. Released just 2 days before his death in January 2016, the album, particularly the song and music video Lazarus, encapsulates Bowie's reflections on mortality, creativity, and legacy. To fully appreciate the emotional depth and meaning behind Lazarus, let's delve into the context of its creation, the imagery in its music video, and the overarching themes Bowie grappled with as he faced terminal illness. Hi, I'm Adam, welcome back to Music Mongoose. In the last 18 months of his life, David Bowie was secretly battling liver cancer. During this time, he embarked on the creation of Blackstar. Bowie was acutely aware that this album could be his last, and this awareness profoundly influenced the music and lyrics, especially in the song Lazarus, which many take to be his own epitaph. The recording sessions were characterized by an urgency and an atmosphere of finality, as Bowie and his collaborators pushed the boundaries of his musical expression one last time. The song Lazarus shares its name with Bowie's musical from 2015. In fact, his final ever public appearance was at the musical's premiere in New York on December 7th, 2015. While Bowie never performed Lazarus live, he did sing it with the cast of the musical. He apparently enjoyed the process and the camaraderie. Originally titled Bluebird, the song evolved through various stages. In the summer of 2014, Bowie recorded a demo of the song, now retitled The Hunger, with Tony Visconti. The foundation of Lazarus was laid down on January 3rd, 2015, with the final version being the second take, embellished with overdubs. David Bowie then lent his vocals to the track at Human Studios during sessions held in April and May of that year. Additionally, Bowie incorporated electric guitar into the song during overdub sessions for the album. The distinctive power chords following the opening line, and the resonating notes at the song's conclusion were performed on a sunburst Fender Stratocaster gifted to Bowie by Mark Bolan shortly before Bolan's passing. Lazarus is laden with imagery and symbolism referring to Bowie's impending death. The title itself is a direct reference to the biblical story of Lazarus, who was resurrected by Jesus after 4 days in the tomb. This metaphor of resurrection is so poignant, reflecting Bowie's desire to leave a lasting legacy after his death. And this was true, of course. After Bowie's death, his popularity surged, as is the same when most well-loved musicians pass away. For example, David Bowie's streams on Spotify raised by 2,822%. The song opens with the line, "Look up here, I'm in heaven," a stark acknowledgement of Bowie's awareness of his mortality, talking posthumously directly to his adoring fans. As Rolling Stone highlights, the lyrics are a mixture of resignation and defiance, capturing the complex emotions Bowie felt as he faced the end of his life. The refrain, "Oh, I'll be free just like that bluebird," conveys a sense of liberation, suggesting that Bowie viewed death not as an end, but as a release from the physical constraints of his illness. The Lazarus music video was directed by Johan Renck. He also directed the music video for Blackstar as well. Now, the shoot for Lazarus took place in November 2015 in Brooklyn, and during the shoot, Bowie had just received the news that his treatment for cancer would cease, a fact unknown to Renck at the time. Despite this, Bowie's performance was marked by resilience and dedication, particularly in the scenes requiring physical exertion. Despite his low energy and obvious frequent need for breaks because of his illness, Bowie apparently arrived each day looking suave in a suit and a fedora, maintaining a friendly demeanor with the small crew. The Lazarus music video was shot in a widescreen format but released in a square 1:1 aspect ratio, creating an intimate feel and symbolizing the constraints of life. The video features stark symbolic imagery, starting with Bowie lying in a hospital bed blindfolded with buttons over his eyes, a nod to vulnerability and blindness to the future perhaps. The setting, an austere, undecorated wardroom with white tiles, enhances the somber mood. A pale pink blanket on the bed adds the only touch of colour, while a wooden wardrobe, chair and desk are the only furniture present. A skull sits on the desk, symbolizing his impending death. The most notable character in the music video is his button eyes incarnation, seen rising and falling from the bed, suggesting an ascent to heaven. To create the levitation effect, the bed was suspended at a 90-degree angle. The second character, played by Elk Luyten, is seen in various hiding places, perhaps symbolizing different aspects of Bowie's psyche. Or perhaps he symbolizes death itself, hiding but not too far away. The third character, another version of Bowie, wears a costume. It is the same outfit, or a replica of, the one he wore in a photo shoot for the back cover of the 1976 album Station to Station. It was shot by photographer Steve Shapiro. Some believe this is a reference to Bowie's previous obsession with Kabbalah, a mystical offshoot of Judaism, during the height of his cocaine addiction. It was in the mid-70s, when the photo shoot took place, that Bowie indulged in this interest. Some say it points to the idea that Bowie had reignited his interest in Kabbalah towards the end of his life. The mid-70s was also Bowie's Thin White Duke period, one of his many personas. It was also at this time that his addiction issues nearly claimed his life. Could this costume be a reference to that, alluding to the idea that the very real threat of death had re-emerged in Bowie's life again? This character is frantic throughout the video, having difficulty writing a letter. A goodbye letter, perhaps? Is he more frightened than death than Button Eyes, who appears to embrace the inevitable as he joyfully writhes around in his bed? Now, the director of the music video, Renk, mentioned a spontaneous decision to have this Thin White Duke character recede back into the wardrobe at the end of the video, symbolizing a retreat into the unknown, perhaps symbolizing a coffin. This suggestion really resonated with Bowie. He saw it as a fitting, ambiguous conclusion to the video. And ultimately, of course, it is a subjective video. It's art. Much like Bowie's entire creative career, it's always subject to interpretation. Now, let that sink in for a moment, because Bowie was well aware that his life was coming to an end. The guy was worth $230 million, and instead of gallivanting around the world and making the most of his time left on Earth, he decided to pour his heart and soul into this one last project. He chose to sing his own epitaph, a testament to the man's dedication and love of his craft. And that's an incredible legacy that he'll leave behind. Lazarus and Blackstar as a whole are deeply imbued with themes of mortality and legacy. Bowie confronts his imminent death head-on, using his art to process his emotions and communicate his thoughts to the world. Bowie's work on Blackstar was not just a musical endeavor, but a therapeutic one, allowing him to grapple with his fears and hopes through the medium he knew best. The use of jazz elements and avant-garde structures throughout the album reflects Bowie's continuous evolution as an artist. Even in his final days, he chose to collaborate with a new band of jazz musicians, infusing his final works with a fresh, unpredictable energy, which just goes to underscore Bowie's dedication to remain innovative and refusal to be pigeonholed, even as he approached the end of his life. Bowie's final works are intensely personal, yet they resonate on a universal level. By sharing his journey through Lazarus, Bowie invites listeners to reflect on their own mortality and the legacies they wish to leave behind. His candidness about death transforms what could have been a somber farewell into a celebration of life and creativity. So he used his art to say goodbye, but at the same time reflects his belief in music as a medium that transcends death. It's a powerful testament to Bowie's enduring influence and the profound impact of his artistic vision. The release of Blackstar and the Lazarus music video just days before Bowie's death turned these works into instant cultural touchstones. Fans and critics alike were struck by the eerie prescience of the album's themes and the raw emotion conveyed through its music and visuals. After his death, Lazarus and Blackstar took on entirely new meanings. The posthumous interpretations of Blackstar really intensified the emotional impact of the album. The lyrics of Lazarus are particularly poignant in this context. Lines like "This way or no way, you know I'll be free" reflects Bowie's acceptance of his fate, while also asserting his belief in the freedom that comes with artistic expression and the legacy it creates. Bowie's use of biblical references and existential themes elevates Lazarus beyond a personal farewell, making it a universal meditation on the human condition. Bowie's influence on music, fashion, and culture is obviously immeasurable. From his groundbreaking work in the 1970s to his truly innovative approach to music videos and stage performances, Bowie continually pushed the boundaries of what it meant to be an artist. His final works, Blackstar and especially Lazarus, are no exception. They stand as testament to his relentless creativity and his ability to transform personal experiences into universal art. Now, another track that demonstrates his unwavering creativity is his collaboration with Queen, Under Pressure. Did you know though that this track was born completely by accident? I've made a video on the entire story, click here to watch that one next.